Hello Ramen Nation, Chris Cobain here, and I am bringing you the team builder for the National Pokemon Association Season 2 Conference Championships. We have made it all the way to the conference finals here, guys. This season has been absolutely awesome. We are just two games away, 2 victories away from being crowned NPA Season 2 champions. But this week is probably my toughest test to date as we go up against Season 1 champion and my Week 1 opponent, Insane Vamp, one of my best friends on Twitch. Last week we were able to take out Miss Snow Bunny and her Golden State Go-Goats, avenging the one loss we had all year. This week we're avenging something else. Now in Week 1, for those of you who follow me the entire season, Week 1 I faced Vamp and I got the win. However, the win was a little controversial because in the middle of the match, I brain farted and did not Mega Diancie on turn 1 because I just, it's a rule I wasn't used to yet. And despite the fact that I know that it didn't change the outcome, I got a lot of backlash from a lot of different people saying that it did matter, and I got called a cheater, and it wasn't super negative across the board, but there were definitely some people who were got some negative responses towards me about it, which is fine. People feel how they feel, but I want to avenge that this week and show everyone that was not a fluke. I did not win because of that. I just won because I outplayed him in general, and hopefully we can do that a second time here and pick up a win to secure ourselves the final. So, Week 1, we did not do a team builder. It's the only week all season we did not do a team builder, and I did not do a team builder because, no disrespect to anyone, but I saw this match coming from a mile away. I told Vamp at the beginning of the season and after Week 1 that our Week 1 match did not matter because the conference finals for our conference, the Kanto Conference, I said would come down to me and him. I called it all season. I nailed it. I knew it. The real question was which one of us made it to the finals after that match. And I was right. And I didn't want to show all my cards in that team builder video Week 1 because I was so positive I was going to face Vamp later in the season in a match that meant much more. I did not want to reveal some of my sets. And we are running a complete fire set on this team that I think will hard counter his team. And it's so out there that there's no way I was going to reveal that set to him before this match. So it's going to be revealed on this video. Okay, rambling. We did not do the team builder Week 1 again, so we're going to go through his team. He runs the same 4 every match. He's done 13 matches, including his playoff match last week, and at all 13, he's run a 4 Pokemon core every single time. First off, Starmie, that is one of the 4. Starmie is his dedicated hazard removal with Rapid Spin. It gets Scald, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Psyshock. It's got that natural cure ability as well as Analytic, which would be very powerful. It gets Recover, it gets Reflect type for certain things. It likes to use that against certain Pokemon to ensure that its type matchup is favorable. Really good Pokemon in general. Definitely will be showing up. He likes to run it sort of bulky, so it does lack speed sometimes, but Starmie, even the bulky set, runs a lot of speed, so we'll see what happens there. Next up we got Ferrothorn, another one of the big 4 for him. Ferrothorn's a phenomenal physical and special wall. Grass and Steel, only weak to fire and fighting. Really annoying Pokemon. Iron Barbs, Rocky Helmet, and Leftovers. Leech Seed, Stealth Rocks and Spikes, Gyro Ball, Power Whip, Knockoff as he ran in our Week 1. Very problematic Pokemon. You have to really run super effective damage, otherwise it's never going to die. And we are doing that this week. We will see that in a second. Next up, we have Mienshao. Mienshao is a phenomenal fighting type, base 105 speed, I believe base 125 attack. It gets Reckless, and it gets High Jump Kick. And you run its Scarf, and it absolutely obliterates everything that's not a ghost. Also gets Knockoff, U-Turn, Stone Edge, gets Poison Jab for Fairies. Really powerful Pokemon. He could be running Scarf Reckless, he could be running Life Orb Reckless, he could be running Life Orb Regenerator, which is always a really good combo with Fake Out and stuff, so that's always a possibility. Next up, we have Blaziken. Now, he can only run at Blaze. I faced the non-Protean Greninja earlier this season. Same thing. They allowed someone to draft Blaziken. He ran it week 1. I don't expect it again. It didn't do anything to me. It died to Exploud. And he hasn't done much with it all season. Blaziken's not really that good of a Pokemon. It was a real shock to me when he drafted it. I wasn't really sure why he did, but he did. Could definitely show up. I mean, I think it gets High Jump Kick as well. It gets Flare Blitz and Swords Dance, but it's minorly slow because it can't Speed Boost base 80. So next up we have Heliolisk. I believe he ran this week 1 as well. Not 100% positive, but 109 base speed, very fast. It gets a wide variety of moves. Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, obviously. It gets Hyper Voice, Dark Pulse, Surf. It can run Hidden Powers. It gets Grass Knot. I believe it gets Focus Blast. Don't quote me on that. But it's very good. Can be Scarf, can be Specs, can be Life Orb. So that's something to look out for. We have Sneasel. Sneasel's actually a phenomenal answer to my team. I'm surprised he didn't run it week 1. The scariest Pokemon to my team in general, I believe, is Weavile, and this is the lower version of it. And it's not a whole lot better. 115 base speed makes it faster than my entire team easily. It likes to run Life Orb, not really Eviolite because it's not that bulky, but it gets Ice Punch, Icicle Crash, and Ice Shard. It gets Knock Off and Night Slash. It gets Low Kick, it gets Fake Out, it gets Metal Claw, actually, if he's trying to counter Diancie, which he certainly can run. So it hits a lot of my team very hard. Super effective outspeeds and super effective damage against Chomp, King, Celebi, Jirachi, Rotom, Virizion, all that. It's out there. So we have to look out for that for sure. Another one of the big 4 coming through, of course, is Megazard X. Maybe one of the best Megas in the entire game outside of the Uber tier. And one of the best in general anyway. Very, very, very powerful Pokemon. Tough Claws, 100 base speed, very powerful. It's Dragon Dance, obviously. Flare Blitz, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, Outrage, Earthquake. Thunder Punch is a very, very heavy possibility. It can roost, it can be bulky with Will-O-Wisp and be really annoying that way. One Dragon Dance, this thing's an absolute nightmare for anyone to go up against, and it does do a lot of work against my team, especially with a D-Dance up, so that could be a problem. The final of the big 4 is going to be Hippowdon here. Hippowdon is another phenomenal wall, just like Ferrothorn, and he likes to run them in conjunction with each other. Hippowdon is a Stealth Rock setter. He can Whirlwind out sweepers. Sandstream can be a very, very nuisance-y thing, though he did not run in week 1 because I do have Garchomp with Sand Veil, so it's kind of a risk, and Sand doesn't really help his team at all, so I don't think we'll see Sandforce, not Sandforce, Sandstream. Sandforce is his other ability. But it gets Earthquake, Ice Fang, he ran in week 1, it gets Stone Edge, it gets Slack Off, very, very obnoxious Pokemon to take out. Then we have Alakazam. We know what Alakazam can do. Just recently got banned from UU. 120 base speed and an enormous amount of coverage. Can be a Calm Mind Sweeper. It gets Psychic and Psyshock and Shadow Ball and Focus Blast and Signal Beam, and it just goes. It just goes on and on. It's absolutely ludicrous how much this thing can learn. And it is, again, faster than my entire team. Definitely a threat. Then we have Braviary XTK USA. One of my personal favorites, probably my favorite normal type in the entire game. I love Braviary to death. It is a really good Choice Scarf Pokemon. It's a really good sub-bulk up set. It gets Defiance, so lowering its stats is always a bad thing. Braybird obviously gets Superpower, it gets Return, it gets U-Turn, it gets Rock Slide as well. It can be run Sheer Force, Life Orb, though it can't really make use of the Sheer Force ability outside of like Rock Slide and Crush Claw if you want to run that. But definitely a good Pokemon. And then we got Lilligant as his last. Lilligant's not really a Pokemon I expect. I have 2 phenomenal answers to it with Celebi and Virizion. Essentially any grass type completely smashes this thing as long as it can get any coverage against it. But it's still a good Pokemon. It gets Sleep Powder, it gets Quiver Dance, Petal Dance, along with the ability of Horn Tempo, which means he can't be confused. So he can't get confused. He is locked into Petal Dance, but he can't be confused after the end of Petal Dance. So a pretty good Pokemon. Again, not fully expecting to see it, but definitely something that we partially game plan for just a little bit, just to ensure that it wouldn't catch us off guard. So, without further ado, let's jump into my team build for this week, guys. And we did not, last time we faced him, we actually did not run Garchomp, and we did not run Jirachi. Still the only week so far that we failed to run Garchomp, and in this time, we decided that we were going to run Garchomp anyway. This was sort of a... This wasn't guaranteed, we thought about it, but we figured that we can make a lot of use of them, so we're running Naive, which is plus speed minus special defense, Rough Skin, because again, I really don't expect to see the Sandstream. Even if he does bring it, Sandveil becomes an RNG thing where Rough Skins is constant help against things like Sneasel and Charizard and other stuff like that, Mienshao as well. And the Life Orb as well. And this thing is going to be a mostly special variant. You got Draco, our Stealth Rocks, Fire Blast, and Earthquake. I actually had a full special set going into it with Earth Power because Earth Power plus Draco was able to take out Powdon. But it turns out we went against it because if I had to fire Draco against something, it made me really set up fodder for like Charizard. We couldn't kill you know, a normal offensive Charizard X with a -2 Draco, which kind of sucks, while we can kill it with an Earthquake at base value. We are 12 HP, 252 special attack, and 244 speed, allowing us obviously to outspeed the Charizard. Nothing special there. And this thing can do a lot of work, dropping Dracos on basically everything. Nothing wants to take a Draco with the exception of the Ferrothorn, and we are almost, depending on the spread, we could potentially OHKO him with that max special attack. I think actually, I think if he's max special, I think I still may be able to kill him. Not 100% positive on that, but still do a lot of work. Jumping into the second one here, we're running the other Pokemon we did not run in week 1. That is going to be Jirachi this time, and we started out with Choice Scarf and kind of went away from that. We are Jolly Serene Grace and Leftovers on this one. More of a not really a defensive spread, but more of like a, not really a super offensive spread here. We got Iron Head, Fire Punch, Substitute, and Body Slam. So, as you guys are seeing, we're running it. Substitute is 1,000,000% for the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn has absolutely no way to break my Substitute. I don't even think Knockoff breaks it under a sub, if I'm not mistaken. He could still run, he might run Knockoff again, but I don't think it breaks it. Even if it does, it's not a huge deal. Fire Punch, obviously, for the, I can't even think anymore. Ha! Obviously for the Ferrothorn and for the Lilligant as well. Iron Head's for all-around shenanigans. And Body Slam is for Para. And this is the first time all season we're running a Paraflinch strat. This isn't, my team isn't heavily based around this Jirachi. It's not like I need this to win and by any stretch, but this makes a phenomenal switch in almost every time to Ferrothorn, where we can go ahead and set up a substitute. And then just either if he decides he wants to stay in, we can Fire Punch him to death. Or if he decides he wants to switch out, nothing wants to take a Body Slam. Literally nothing on his team aside from, I guess, why can't I think? Heliolisk, God, that was I'm so dumb right now. But even Heliolisk will take good damage, plus he's probably got Dry Skin, which means Fire Punch is going to hit him heavily, so. But we get that ability to paralyze. Even Hippowdon does not want to be paralyzed. He doesn't have a direct Cleric, so anything para, I can start Paraflinching. Like if I get the para on Hippowdon, we can start Paraflinching to death. So that's definitely obviously the plan. Jumping into the third Pokemon this week, we've got Mega Diancie, the issue in question from week 1. This one's going to be Timid Clear Body, obviously, into the Magic Bounce, and Diancie, obviously. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Jirachi 76 HP, 252 attack, and 180 speed, allowing it to outspeed max speed Lilligant. We decided to go away from speed tying Charizard because we don't have a way to really hurt it. And I don't want to risk Jirachi. I could go max speed and try to speed tie, but then I'd have to win speed tie, paralyze with Body Slam, and get full para. Otherwise, Jirachi's dead, and I don't want to risk him that way, so we went for Lilligant instead. Anyway, Diancie here, nothing too crazy. We're running Diamond Sword Protect, Hidden Power Fire, and Moon Blast. We actually started with like Calm Mind, and we actually did, put Rock Polish in there over Diamond Storm, but neither of them turned out to be any kind of heavily useful in mock battles, and we figured Diamond Storm was nice because it guarantees that Charizard kill where Moon Blast does not. This thing is pretty common. It's going to be running 248 special attack, 36 special defenses for the Alakazam, and 224 speed, which obviously is allowing it to outspeed Mienshao. It doesn't outspeed Heliolisk, but I'm not too scared of Heliolisk in general. But we will outspeed a non-Scarf Mienshao, which is nice, and be able to one-hit that. Everything, he just hits Team Hard. Diamond Storm is exclusively for Charizard. I will literally use it against nothing else. Protect, obviously. Hidden Power Fire is 100% for Therathorn, and Moonblast just hits everything else really hard. So, even with the timid nature, we will hit Charizard incredibly hard. Coming into the 4 slot, this is kind of our big 4, and we've run this big 4 to start off our teams like 8 out of the last 10 weeks or something. And it's running Slowking, and of course, he's running that Cobra Berry this week for the Sneasel. We're running Bold, Regenerator, obviously, in the Cobra Berry, running just a full defensive 252 HP, 252 defense set. It allows him to take a +1 Thunder Punch from Charizard and Thunder Wave back, seriously. Scald, Thunder Wave, Slack Off, Fire Blast, easy moveset to have. Scald is just for overall Scald burns, obviously. Thunder Wave really hurts his team. A lot of fast people. Charizard, you got the Alakazam, you got the Sneasel. You got even the Starmie, even though it gets Natural Cure. Even the Mienshao as well. Slack Off for stayability, obviously, so I don't have to rely on Generate too much. And Fire Blast is for the Ferrothorn, 1,000,000%. And also the Lilligant for what that's worth as well. So, should put in a lot of work. He I believe he was the last Pokemon on the field for me in the week 1, I think. But he puts in a lot of work, and he'll be huge for us. Coming in the 5th slot, we have the low-key MVP of the season. We got your boy Drapion. And this is one of the cooler sets. This isn't the coolest set I'm running, and that's coming up next. You guys are going to love that. But this is a pretty cool set. We're actually running a Choice Scarf variant of Drapion this week, which I thought was pretty cool. So we're going to be Jolly Battle Armor, Choice Scarf, where you're running enough speed to outspeed, excuse me, a Quiver Dance Lilligant. We are 36 HP, 252 attack, and 220 speed, which is for the Lilligant. And we're running Knockoff, Earthquake, Pursuit, and Poison Jab. So, this thing's main reason for being Scarfed, it will now outspeed both Starmie and Alakazam, both very powerful Pokemon who could be huge problems to me, and he's able to Pursuit Trap them, or at very least get a 50-50 play with a potential knockoff coming through. The one issue with this set is that if I kill Alakazam or Starmie with knockoff / Pursuit, Charizard can come in for free off after knowing unless he switches and I get him with Pursuit. If he stays in and I get that kill, he knows I'm Choice Scarfed, and he's going to be able to come into Charizard instead of a free Dragon Dance. Now, like I said, I do have the ability to take any one hit with Slowking at +1 and fire Thunder Wave back. That's the plan here. This thing just for overall chip damage and killing those two specifically. It's able to take off the leftovers or the Rock Emma from Pharaoh and the leftovers from Hippowdon. It's able to potentially take off Choice Scarfs. It's able to just do overall damage to a lot of different things. And it does make a phenomenal answer to a Quiver Danced Lilligant as well, able to outspeed and OHKO with a Poison Jab. So I'm really happy about this one. This went really well in the test runs. We did like 4 test runs, and Reiki ran Starmie and Alakazam in all of them, and he killed at least one in every match, and a couple of times he actually took out both. So went really well. Come to 50-50 game at most when they're at max health. But because I'm faster, if I come in on like low HP, he's going to be like, I'm faster than him. Let's kill. Knockoff. No. He should do well. And this is the sole reason I did not do a team builder in week 1. I could not reveal this set. I am proud of me because I am the one who came up with this. Reiki did not come up with this set. This was my baby. I did this. It's Gyarados. And this thing is going to be some fire right now. We're running Adamant, Intimidate, and a Wattmelt Berry. We will get to that in a second. And this is the EV spread. We're running 4 HP. That gives us an odd amount of HP, meaning we are not 4 hit by Stealth Rocks. 252 attack. We got 48 defense because that was how much we had left over. It's for 100% for Charizard and Sneasel more specifically. And 204 speed, which with that Adamant nature allows us to outspeed max speed Alakazam after 1 Dragon Dance. This thing can literally sweep from turn 1 if I have to. Waterfall, Dragon Dance, Natural Gift, yes, Natural Gift, and Crunch. So, Wattmelt Berry, Natural Gift. The Wattmelt Berry becomes a base 100 power fire attack under Natural Gift. At +1, it will guarantee an OHKO on any variant of Ferrothorn, and it will even OHKO at neutral if it's not a max defense set, which it won't be because of Diancie. This thing is an absolute monster. At +1, it just sweeps. Waterfall is just for overall power, obviously. The two things that can handle me at +1, aside from any sash shenanigans, are going to be Max HP Hippowdon, who can live one Waterfall at +1 and Whirlwind me out. Cannot kill me with Stone Edge, but it can Whirlwind me out. And Max Speed, or Max Speed, no, Max HP, my voice cracked there, Max HP Charizard X with Thunder Punch only, because I don't believe he kills me with Outrage either. This thing is absolutely powerful. Waterfall, as I said, for all the damage. Natural Gift is 1,000,000% for Ferrothorn, and Crunch allows me to, at +1, allows me to guarantee an Oko on full HP Starmie, a offensive Heliolisk, and I believe Lilligant as well. After Stealth Rocks, maybe with a Lilligant. So, if I can set up this thing, if I can either chip Charizard and chip a Hippowdon, and then he doesn't really have a lot of other answers other than that. If I set up one Dragon Dance, I essentially win. The only other thing actually that can kind of do something to it is going to be a Scarf Mienshao or a Scarf Heliolisk. I don't expect Scarf Heliolisk, but I do expect Scarf Mienshao to a degree. But if I can get the work in, one Dragon Dance guarantees me the win. I just go ahead and sweep his team. He will feel uber confident with Pharaoh. Now, it is a possibility that he runs Protect Pharaoh. However, it is not a possibility that he protects on the turn that I would click Natural Gift, because he will fear Bounce. Bounce will be why he has Protect, and he'll be ready to protect once I go up into the air. So it's more likely that on the turn that I kill him, he would end up going for like Stealth Rocks or Spikes or whatever, predict me to go up in the air so that he could protect next turn, because obviously, other than that, I'm not hitting him very hard in his eyes. I do not see any way that he predicts this set. I just don't. If he sees Natural Gift Wapmel Berry coming, he deserves a trip to the finals. That's all I'm saying. But if he does not see it coming, which he should not, he will feel safe. I will go for Dragon Dance on something. He will switch, feel completely safe, and I will obliterate him in one hit, and it's on. And then at that point, it's on. So, we ran this in week 1 as well. It did not have to do anything. Thankfully, I was so glad I didn't have to reveal it in week 1. And this, hopefully, is his redemption. He's had every week I run this thing, he has the ability to sweep the opposing team and never gets the chance to. If he could come through here, it would redeem all those other weeks, because it would almost certainly grant me a trip to the NPA finals. That is it for this game, or this, not game, I mean it is a game, but not really. That'll do it for this video, guys, this team builder. Thank you all for watching, I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about that set below. If you have any questions about the team or anything else, always feel free to ask, obviously. Plan this week is pretty simple. We're just looking to chip things, and we're looking to sweep with Gyarados. That's literally what we're going for here. We have the ability to essentially shut down all of his powerful offensive threats with our ability to Thunder Wave and Body Slam Para, and we have ways to break through his annoying walls like Pharaoh and Hippo, and we should be able to walk out. If I can play this well, I should be able to walk out with a victory here, because this team is certainly capable of picking up the win. But again, that's it for the video, guys. I appreciate it. Sorry, this one probably a little long, rambled a little bit, but I'm a little excited about this match, so I want to go into everything in huge detail. Match obviously goes live tomorrow. NPA Conference, Kanto Conference Championships. We are looking to go to the championship round and walk away with that Season 2 title by dethroning the Season 1 champion. We'll see what happens. Hope to see you guys for the actual match, and I'm out. So that's it. See you guys in the next match. Peace. Ramen Nation. I rambled too much. See ya.